Hello everybody, this is Matador. It's Tuesday, March 31st, 2009, and it looks like Wall Street's heading higher on the last day of this quarter. Yahoo Finance here again, just some great news. But it looks like analysts are attributing much of the advance to large investors loading up on rising stocks. Make their portfolios look good at the end of the first quarter, which ends today. So looking at things like IBM and Google, Citigroup, Bank of America, a lot of big names in both technology and banking, and they're rising. So I brought a few of those up. I'll bring that up right now so you can see. So it's kind of cool. If you look over here, all these stocks essentially have the same typical kind of pattern. So big run up, right, chopping around on its high, big sell off, a little bit of a sell off on some, more than in others, and we still have to fight back through this resistance back here. IBM, right, there's your gap. You're going to have to fight through that again. No matter how good of a day it is today, a lot of people bought up in here into the declining 200 MA, century mark, the $100 mark resistance. Even though we have a higher swing high and a higher swing low now, still some resistance to fight through. Citigroup, it's hard to differentiate what's going on, just a little bit squished. Bank of America, same little gap to fill. I just brought up some other ones. Potash, you can see the resistance there in that gap. Goldman Sachs, same kind of thing. So a chart, really, on these big guys is a chart, and that's why the S&P 500, for instance, or any of the other indexes that are made up of those stocks look like they do, because they're a perfect reflection of a combination of all of them. So it's kind of cool to think about how easy it is to find relatively strong or weak stocks when you compare them to this picture, or do a percent graph and compare with numbers. So anyway, that's why I look at the S&P 500 a lot first, and then do a top-down approach by looking at individual stocks or even sectors after that. So let's go intraday into the S&P 500. Nice gap up this morning into the declining 200 MA on a 3-minute chart. Again, not really good to hang your hat on something like this, but you can see that a good little bit of resistance. Symmetrical triangle breakout becomes support, and now we're just basing beautifully on our high here. Again, are we going to be able to go higher and push through all this resistance in the past? Not likely today, but it could happen. So here is, again, this $80 mark. And we've been looking very closely at the 82 and 82.50 area. Let me just crunch this up. You can see all my lines from previous sessions here. But again, here's that gap again back here, and here's the new one. So we're chopping around right on 80. Next line would be this 81, 80 to 82 area. So right in here, and then again that will coincide perfectly with this 82, 82.50 area, and we'll see if we can chew our way out of this. Interesting stuff. So taking a look at the internals on a 3-minute chart here, or any one you like, you can see that we're hovering right around 1.0, just a little bit bullish. But again, it's not very, very, very bullish, which in some ways is a good thing if you're thinking that it might be overbought and headed for sell-off. But 0.8, 0.7 can be really, really good. Right now we're at 0.91, which is, to me, just about in the neutral range. The trend Q is a little bit better. Again, tech stocks doing well today, right? Huge little symmetrical triangle here, if you can have a huge little symmetrical triangle. But there it is. Converging around 0.67, that's very nicely bullish, and that's helping to prop up the market, some of those bigger names. The tick has spent most of the day above 0, little few drawdowns below 0 here, so that's corroborating. And the VIX has dropped nicely, but it's just chopping around on its low, hasn't sold off again yet. So that's what we would need to see if we're going to have a meaningful breakout to the above side into this overhead resistance up in here. So we'll see if we can get it, and that'll be interesting. So take a look again at the spiders. Just like I said, overhead resistance, watch out for it, and good stuff. So thanks again for joining us here at freetradingvideos.com, and again, thanks for all your comments. Keep them coming, I love it, and proud of everybody. Keep on working hard. Talk to you soon.